Hello and welcome to another edition of Sand Shark Bites, episode 2 of the season, and already we've devolved into JJ and Duffy's ad-lib hour. I think
it really is. We don't have a whole lot of material to work with today, but we're going to make the most out of it just for you.
I'm your host, Justin Jarrett, as always, joined by NASCAR legend Jim Bob Duffy over here. I thought about that one earlier this week.
I've been working on that.
Throw it out there, old Jim Bob. But as Duffy mentioned, it has not been a real eventful week for only week 2 of the show. We just had a couple of events. They were out of town, and we really don't want to talk about them. So.
We do have some injuries that make us concerned about what's up with the future of the soccer team. But we've got a lot of uncertainties there still as well, and the 2 losses on the road this weekend added up to a lot of points against. And what's the good news out of it?
It was a tough weekend. I think we knew it was going to be a difficult weekend. Probably didn't foresee it going quite as poorly as it did. But talked to the coaching staff this week, Coach Ed Heberling and Mike Manning, and they both felt like the attitude around the team was right to bounce back. So. It was a pretty somber mood on the drive home from up around Atlanta, which is what you'd hope would happen when you go home with your tail between your legs, so to speak. But good attitudes this week, putting in the work this week, and hopefully bouncing back. And they've got plenty of opportunity, and you have plenty of opportunity to see Sand Shark Soccer in action. 3 straight home games coming up. I'll be at home on Saturday at 1 p.m. against Truett McConnell. And then home on Labor Day. You've got the day off. Come on out at noon and check out some Sand Shark Soccer against Tennessee Wesleyan. And then on Thursday we'll host Florida Tech, and I believe that's 4 p.m. start on that one. So 3 big ones coming up. Hopefully getting the W column. Still trying to get a win. But we saw some promising things those first couple of games, and hopefully getting back home, we can get our feet back under us.
Yeah, absolutely. And once they get going and once they get some conference matches in there and everybody gets the kind of new positions figured out with some of these new players and get that communication warmed up, we'll see new things happening again, coming around in that final stretch of conference play that we
hope so. Yeah,
look forward to.
Hopefully we don't take until the last 3 games of the conference season to round into form and put ourselves in a corner like last year. But yeah, we have seen this team improve as the season has gone on the past couple of years. So hopefully we'll see that once again. And another season about to begin. A couple of them, in fact. Men's and women's cross country going to get started on Saturday up in Columbia. We'll have Coach Larry Kimball on to talk cross country in a little bit. Always love having Coach on the show. He loves to talk about his runners. Optimism.
He loves to talk, really. Though.
He does love to talk.
He's a talker.
He's a talker.
He's an upstate Maine guy, and they like to just...
He's a Vermonter.
I was thinking Maine. Vermont, right.
He's probably been to Maine.
Probably learned his storytelling.
Proud Vermonter. And, Coach Campbell is always an optimistic guy about his team.
At the very least.
He always has high expectations for his team. And I don't think they're unfounded this year. I think he's got some really strong runners, some newcomers that people don't know about yet, and of course a couple really good returners, Betsy Douglas on the women's side, All-American on the track, and Nick O'Neill, who is a national qualifier in track a couple of times and really close to qualifying in cross country. So got a good foundation and some newcomers. It's going to be exciting. I don't know
and
if
it gets the regular track guys.
Enough to see them running.
I do. I get here in the morning. They run right past me. When I'm pulling in at 6:45, there are athletes all over this campus working out, and it's great to see. Because it just gets so terribly hot after the sun comes up. But yeah, they're looking great. They're out there running. They're out there doing it, and Coach Larry cheering them on the whole way, on and off the course there. He is an enthusiast at the very least.
He is an enthusiast
for his
even
his
at his
team.
advanced age.
Just
kidding, Larry.
That was
seasoned. He's a seasoned veteran of the coaching staff. That's our joke.
We
like to joke with Coach Larry about his
I don't ever joke about the man's age. I have great respect for my elders, and some people just don't. But then we have golf and the whole new thing
And we have a coach.
We have a coach.
We told you last week about our new coach, Danny Allen, coming down from Coker. He's actually here. He has arrived on campus. Actually Wednesday, his first day on campus, and he was meeting with some of his players throughout the day and getting to know them. And I finally got a chance to meet him Tuesday afternoon. Boy, I think we've made a great hire. I think he's going to do a fantastic job with that team. We're just really going to inject some enthusiasm in that program. Not that there wasn't any. I mean, we just finished 4th in the country, but But yeah, I think he's going to be a good one. All we got to do is get him cleared to drive the van, and we'll be all set. I think Quinn Monahan, our AD, is going to drive the van over to Savannah Harbor on Tuesday. Sandtrack men's golf team going to take on SCAD Savannah in a little dual match, little battle of the bridge, and kick off their season over there. 7:30 a.m. You know, if you're up early on Tuesday, you want to head over to Savannah Harbor and check out some golf. Should be fun.
And then just that's it. That's all the sports we have.
Women's golf still another week away. They'll get started down at Coastal Georgia on 14th and 15th. Men will play down there as well. So short trip for a golf fan. Maybe Tom Oliver will make his way down there and check out some golf.
Tom's tough. I played with Tom in the
hardcore,
Sandshark Invitational at the Cat Island there last year.
He's a hardcore golf guy, and anytime that Sandsharks are playing golf within a decent drive, he'll be there.
He has 4 towels on his bag. They all have different reasons. I was mocking him for having enough towels, and he says, yeah, this one's for this one's for that. I was like, okay, this man is much more serious than I am with my dirty rag in my back pocket on my golf bag.
We promised you we didn't have much material this week, and
I do
case in point, we're talking about Tom Oliver's golf towels.
But I also do want to mention that if you're a student here on campus watching this or someone watching at home, we have a lot of club sports that are really taking off this fall. Soccer started last night. Rugby starts practice this Friday. Lacrosse is trying to get some players together.
There's a rowing club as well, working out on Hilton Head and growing.
All these people.
Said there's some interest in club wrestling.
Wrestling club
near to my heart.
has started, so we could use some help putting these things together. And
so if you got an extra wrestling mat laying around that you'd like to donate,
we're always looking for donations in that stuff for those club sports as well as our regular athletics. But yeah, that's all. There's a lot of things happening. It's great.
A lot of activity on campus. It really feels like a different place this semester.
Telling you, yeah. There's a lot of students here. A lot of students running around.
If you haven't been on campus, come on out and say hi. Grab some lunch at the Sandbar. Join the Sandshark Club. You can get lunch at the Sandbar for
it's
$7.
Cheap. $7. That was great. They turned that around on me today.
Buffet.
Yeah, $7 and 10% off in the Hawk's Nest. I'm making my $50 back 10 cents at a time. $2 at lunch. Yeah,
well. Save 45 cents on my
double
buffalo chicken salad.
There you go.
Yeah. So yeah, all kinds of deals around town. If you haven't joined the Sandshark Club yet, go to uscbathletics.com/SandsharkClub, and you can join right there online. You can also see a list of all the discounts we have around town, a whole bunch of them. $10 off your monthly membership at CrossFit, discounts at Zipline Hilton Head, several restaurants and other establishments around town, all the batteries you can get for 15% off at the Interstate All Battery Center. I mean, you name it, we've got all kinds of discounts around.
Ooh, my golf cart batteries.
There you go.
Ha! Solution.
So jump in there and do that, and maybe you'll get a handwritten note from Larry Kimball. He still writes handwritten notes.
There you go. Because he's old.
That's about it for catching you up to speed on all things Sandshark. So let's flip it over and let's talk with Coach Larry Kimball right here on Sandshark Bites. Joined now on Sandshark Bites by Coach Larry Kimball from the USCB cross country team. And Coach, I know you got the kids out there working hard in the mornings, getting those workouts in, preparing for the season opener on Saturday, going up to Columbia for the Palmetto Cross Country Festival. That's going to be an inaugural event, I believe, at Columbia International. See our old pal Kim Abbott. And how are we looking for Saturday opening the season?
Well, I think we're looking pretty good right now. We're not going to take everybody. We're going to let the younger kids kind of do their thing, see where they're at. I don't take a lot of stock early in the year, but I mean, obviously we will run some of our big guns, but we're not really taking this really too seriously.
Yeah, always building up toward the end of the season, and of course you can go ahead and mark your calendar. October 24th is the big one. The ASICS Sandshark Invitational presented by Mortgage Network, always a huge race, going to be bigger than ever, 40 teams. So we'll talk about that plenty more here on Sandshark Bites before that date gets here. That one in the Sun Conference Championships on November 7th, always the target. And, the rankings came out. Women receiving votes in the top 25 for the first time in program history, picked second in the conference, I believe. And then the men picked third in the conference. So looks like we're going to be contenders in the Sun Conference again.
Oh, I think so. First of all, on the women's side, you know, that, as you said, that was our first time getting votes, and so we'll see what happens. We obviously have our number one runner back from last year, Betsy Douglas. Betsy is a All-American on the track. She's running unbelievably well right now. Had a great summer of training. Running number 2 for us, 2 and 3 right now, are Abigail Lackey, a newcomer from Wisconsin, and she is a junior transfer. And then Jamie Thomas, who's a junior as well from Vermont. This will be her 3rd year in the program. So 1 through 3, we're looking pretty good right now.
And I know on the men's side, people are sleeping on the Sand Sharks because we only bring back, a couple of the big guns from last year, but got a couple of guys who kind of may surprise some people, turn some heads this year.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people know who we have. We lost Anthony Vecchio, obviously, who was 44th in the country last year, but we do bring back Nick O'Neill and Chase Rodas. Nick is a 2-time national qualifier on the track, all conference, both his freshman and sophomore year in cross country. But I think the surprises that we're going to have that people don't really know about, we have 2 kids new to the program. Jack Manasotis, who is the South Carolina state champion in 2013 in cross country. He went to the University of Florida, is transferring back to us. And a guy that's been around for a while, Josh Fitz from Wando High School in Mount Pleasant. And Josh was a state runner-up in 2009. So it's going to be pretty exciting once these kids can round into pretty good shape.
All about coaxing the potential out of some of those guys, and nobody does it better than Coach Kimball. Going to have a strong team, it looks like. Got a little bit of depth this year. And what do you guys do? How much will you start ramping things up as the season goes along? I know you kind of ease into it a little bit, but when will you really start working these guys hard?
We've been working pretty hard. Today's Wednesday, the 2nd of September right now, and we did a pretty quality workout this morning. We did 800, 1,200, mile, 1,208. So that's something we've never done this early, and they're doing it at race pace. Our top guys are running under 5-minute pace. So we are ramping up pretty quickly. We know if we want to get to the Nationals, if we don't win the conference, that we have to get some at-large criteria. We probably won't get it early in the year, but another big meet that we're looking at is October 9th up at Queens University in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Get some at-large criteria there. Always, coach is always scheming ways to put us on the map for sure. And you mentioned winning the conference. Conference probably as wide open as it's been in a while, especially on the men's side. Embry-Riddle moving on to Ncaa Division Two really opens things up on the men's side. Of course, SCAD has been very strong on the women's side the past couple of years and will be again. But it's there for the taking, isn't it?
Well, I don't want to use this for bulletin board material, but I think right now, if Jack and Josh can get in pretty good shape where they were, let's say 2 or 3 years ago, then I think 1, 2, 3 we match up pretty well with them. Then it becomes a question, just like you said, with our depth. Chase Rodas got a couple of freshmen, Brandon Capers, Dylan McMahon, a local kid from Bluffton. So it's going to be exciting. And we can't wait for November 7th.
Yeah, they'll be out on the road for a while. Not too many local events, but keep an eye on USCBathletics.com. Get all the results from Sand Shark Cross Country, and then mark that calendar. October 24th out in Hardyville School Complex, Sergeant Jasper Park, the big daddy, the granddaddy of cross country races in South Carolina. Going to be the Sand Shark Invitational. We'll see you out there. Thanks for joining us on the show, Coach, and we'll catch up with you in a couple of weeks.
Yep, look forward.
We'll be right back with more here on Sand Shark Bites.
At the University of South Carolina, Beaufort, we offer small classes, individual attention, and an affordable education in an atmosphere that fosters diversity and achievement.
We are students.
We field 9 Sand Shark sports teams that compete in the Sun Conference.
We are athletes.
We are one university with 2 campuses serving the coastal areas of South Carolina and Georgia.
We are the Low Country.
We are the fastest growing 4-year school in the University of South Carolina system. We are USCB.
Welcome back to Sand Shark Bites. Always good to listen to Coach Kimball. There's a lot of talking going on when Coach Kimball starts talking about his athletes, but he's got a bunch of them. That's what we always remind folks is he's got a ton of athletes, and they don't get the exposure that some of the others do. So we let him
He also generates that
windy.
himself by taking a bunch of his track players and forcing them to run cross country to make them eligible for track in the fall or something like that. or
Just
spring.
to keep them,
Just
in
keep 'em,
shape.
yeah.
And boosts his team GPAs on some of them, I think.
That's
I think
there you
I
go,
think
yep.
he likes the GPA boosters. Yeah, double them up. If you got a 4.0, you run track and cross country. But yeah, it's always good to hear from Coach Kimball, and I'm really excited about his teams this year. I mean, I think it's going to be a great season. I'm really excited to see Jack Minnesota's, who I've watched since he was in 6th grade or so, coming up through Hilton Head Island.
Always nice
ranks.
to see those local students, athletes come up through and stick around here.
Yeah, and Jack went off to the University of Florida, and things didn't work out for him there. He had some injuries and stuff, and found his way back home. And we're excited that he's a Sand Shark, and very excited to see what he can do wearing Navy sand and garnet.
That's right.
Yeah, it's going to be good stuff because, like I said, I remember Jack when he was in about 6th grade and had a mohawk and was winning the turkey trot, just way back in the day. So it's pretty interesting to see him on campus now as a grown man, and still a heck of a runner, though, and I'm excited to see what he'll do. With that in mind, it's time to pick an athlete of the week, and we can't do it.
We have no student athlete
just
of the week.
can't do it.
You're not gonna.
We're going to have to give Joey Wilson,
Joey
our
Wilson
trainer,
gets the
the athletic trainer of the week, for keeping those soccer girls healthy, getting them in shape for Saturday's game. Because I think everybody on the soccer team would agree, not really a performance worthy of an award, this past weekend. But
Nobody would want it if we offered it to them right now.
Yeah, they would decline,
Yeah.
politely decline. I'm sure there were some individual performances that were solid, but overall, I know that they were disappointed with the results there, and motivated to get back out there on Saturday and get in the W column. So with that in mind, Joey's going to make sure that they're as close to 100% as they can be. So Joey Wilson, you're the athletic trainer of the week for Sand Shark Bites.
Watch your mail for your certificate.
Yeah, we'll have to see if we can scare up a photo of you to throw up there, make the people happy. But that's going to do it for a very sparse episode of Sand Shark Bites. Hope you enjoyed our not so witty banter, because that's about all we had going for us this week. Check us out on USCBathletics.com. Check out the social media. All the various social media: Facebook, USCB Sand Sharks; Twitter, USCB Athletics; Snapchat now, Sand Shark Snaps. Check us out on there if you're interested in some behind-the-scenes content, like Zach Caramelegos talking about his fantasy football team from last year, because if there's anything people care more about than your fantasy football team, it's last year's fantasy football team. That's going to do it for another edition of Sand Shark Bites. We'll see you next week, same time, same channel, same YouTube, what have you. And until then, keep those fins up.